whosoever has joined, thanks for joining, and we should now start. Let me share my screen. Yeah, hopefully you guys can now see the screen. So my marketing team has asked me to go through the slides. So first I'll go through the slides for the first 5 minutes, and we'll directly get into the product where we can give you the live demo. As we have told, the first series of the webinar was like we are running the series of future of test prep, how VEGA AI can power you to run your end-to-end workflows with our AI as well as analytics engine that we have built. Most of you guys are aware of what all we have built and launched, but I'll take this moment to walk through the features again and how you can build your own question banks within seconds, like the fraction of time that you used to spend earlier, and what are the best ways to do and what not to do as well, right? Because I know many of you have been reaching out to me that this is not working, that's not working. So keeping that in mind, we have built this slides as well as we'll talk about this in the webinar. So basically, again, the team has asked me to again focus on why LearnQ to VEGA AI. So LearnQ, we started, as all of you as know, that it's our B2C product, and eventually it was a natural flow or the pivot, as you call, to the B2B. And now, since we are serving 100 plus customers across the globe, we thought to have a separate identity to the product that we have built for B2B SaaS solutions. And Vega, as it stands for, its virtual entity for guidance and systems to assist you in running your end-to-end operations and workflows for your organization. This can help you in lead generation, lead conversion, uh, teaching your kids, assigning homeworks and tests in a very easy manner, and tracking their progress as well. Not to forget, your kids can also get 24/7 support using your AI avatar. So our agenda will be how to enrich your particular course with the questions that you can add. And we'll talk about do's and don'ts. So the idea behind this is when you're creating a course or a test from a reference material, please limit the reference material to as specific as possible, maybe 5 to 8 pages max. Whereas we have seen few customers adding 100 pages. So again, AI or any machine has its own limitation. So reading through that 100 to 200 pages and taking out the information takes time. So if you provide as relevant information, the system will give you the best expected result.
And it's not just the time,
Yeah.
I guess. Just quickly, hi guys, this is Kushal. I mean, it's also the memory limitations in AI systems at this moment. I mean, it's just like, think about you, like, 100 pages, can you keep in your mind in one time and like process it? Like we all cannot. AIs are suffering from the same memory limitations. So focusing them to the right place will give you the guys the best outcome. There are like token limitations that we can send in the contextual memory while we send these things. So it's just a technological limitations, and it's very much like a human as well, like how humans process.
Also, this is a tool called I Love PDF, which we all love. It's a free tool. You can use this to split the PDF. I guess most of you must be aware of this tool or any similar tool, but you can use this kind of tools to split the PDF and extract the relevant images, or sorry, relevant file or pages. Also, we have seen customers adding a lot of blurred images or files that might not give the as accurate or expected result out. So the expectation is like add a high quality or at least above average, right? Not like blurry like this where systems cannot read and understand. For best AI extraction, the limit, as we have told, 5 to 8 image per image. But we have seen like in a single page, there are like 20 questions or 30 questions. So again, since Kushal is here as well, he can go more deep into tokens. So every words that we see over here goes as a token. If the token size is huge, sending the information to our AI systems and getting information back, that's where the server error message that you guys get, that happens. So
Yeah, and particularly here, one of the issues happen, even if you have 2 pages and there are like, say, 20 or 30 questions that we saw, like our current extraction engine, we are taking the question and we are also trying to solve the question for you and generate solution for it. So again, it is again like a memory issue that now AI has to keep 20 questions it's in memory or 40 questions in its memory and extract out solutions, solve it, give right options and all those things. And again, that's where it will start to fail. So keeping that
Yep.
in mind is also important because overburdening it with too many questions at one time will lead to failure, or it's not will lead failure, it will start to kind of jumble up. It will start giving putting solution of question number one and maybe four and four into seven. And these are some limitations. There are some things that we are trying to do to improve those, but it's a technological limitations that we still cannot overcome.
Yep. And not to forget what Kushal just told, not just we generate solution if there's no solution, we also categorize the difficulty, the topics, or the tags which are the concepts being checked in that question. So those are the things also we do on top of that, that saves you a lot of human hours. And generating similar question, you can generate a three similar question from the single source of question. Okay, but the current, again, the limitation is it can generate, but the output will not be as good as expected for the questions which has graphs and images. It is now able to generate good images, AI, as a human and all, or for the movies, but for mathematics this things needs to evolve much more. Hopefully with the people working in AI industry, they're also working, so maybe we can expect by this year we are also able to achieve this. And definitely the roadmap and all, I can just go through the product and walk you through. The agenda was how to create your question bank. So as you all have purchased ready to use digital SAT course, which we initially started with, so you can all see digital SAT course over here in your respective admin dashboard. And there are already 15 custom tests or 7 tests what you have purchased from us, you can find over here. Okay, why we build this view is to give you the control that what is going to your students at any point of time. You feel, this question doesn't justify the quality of this exam, so you are free to swap this question. Swapping dynamically can swap the question from the database, our database, or the your database that you are going to create. And if you want to just swap it with a specific set of questions, specific particularly one question, you can put the ID. I'll show you how you can find the ID. So if you go to question database, there is question ID generated for each question. Okay, now suppose you want to add a new question. So we give you option to add MCQ question types, passage question type. Passage can handle both one passage, one question, as well as one passage, more than one question, which are coming in APs or ACTs. Numerical response are the student produced response type answer, where say answer can be half or zero point 0.5. So you can systems can do handle that as well. Open-endeds are the where the kids need to write the answer or upload if it's a mathematically exam like AP calculus, etc. We're also coming up with audio, video, scenario based. It's yet to come, but very soon we are working on this. Already we have a dev version of this. This can be the topic of another webinar. Okay. So now the old way was to enter the question manually. Okay. Where we have also created a documentation like how you can write, underline, or mathematical equations, right? So you can find through our documentation over here. Okay. But that's what most of the people didn't want. That's where I guess our proposition were there, right? That a company should build a product, build the questions, heavy lifting of adding the questions where there's a lot of latex coding required. We came up with the solution of extracting the question from an image or a PDF. Let me show you how. So for example, I'm uploading this MCQ question type. I will quickly show you what question that I just uploaded. So this has a image graph, question, four options with the symbols, etc., solution, etc. And We should give it a few seconds. Yes, the job is done. The questions being extracted and placed in the question box. Option being extracted and placed in the option box. Correct option is marked. Solution is done. Classification is done. As you all will agree that this is from math, the topic is linear functions, and these are the concepts being checked in this question. If you want to add or remove anything, you are free to do so. Difficulty score is given. Again, you want to control it, change it, you are free to do so. And where you want this question to come, maybe on a full length test, so you can select this. Previewing gives you an option that where how it's going to look like. And once this question is saved, you can find the question here in this dashboard. Okay. Another question type can be again an MCQ with a handwritten question. So this is a handwritten question from calculus, basic chain rule question type, where there's a question, for options, no correct option given, no solution, no idea of what concept is being checked. Okay. Yep, the job is done over here. Question extracted and placed in the question box. Yeah. So when you're creating, yeah, when you're going to create a test, we give you that option. And I know
Heather,
Heather,
yes. Yeah, answer is yes. We can show you how.
yeah, we'll
Uh,
show you just after this. Okay.
yeah,
So once a question is created, you can see the solution, the math subject. Since SAT doesn't have calculus, so this has given the topic name this, but you can see the concept being checked as differentiation, trigonometric function, chain rule, etc. Preview this and save this. If you want to
by
generate
the way,
a,
if we ever, just a quick thing,
yeah,
if sometime AI makes a mistake, you guys can always edit here in these
yeah,
boxes. Like if you edit here, right here, it is written in LaTeX, so we follow something called like LaTeX plus Markdown, like a mixture of LaTeX and Markdown language. We have given the explanation of like how to kind of edit some of these things, like some of these equations, and like how to add underline or bold or italize all these things. But if you make any changes, like if Piyush had to make like tan into, like in the second option, like sec, he will just change it sec here, and when you go into preview, you will see that change happen. So now it is sec x square dot x. So this thing right here, if AI makes a mistake sometime, which may happen, this is in a way kind of like a human verification loop. We extract it, the AI does the extraction, and then post that you can make sure that everything is correct when you preview it. And if you feel there has been mistake, you can edit it right here, and then preview and save it in your database.
and again, we all are humans. We can do mistake. Even if it is saved, you can come over here, go to view, click on edit, and again you'll be directed to this view. So at later stage as well, this can be handled. Okay. And until you don't verify a question, this question will not become the part of circulation, what is going to your student. So this needs to be verified over here. Okay. Next thing, as Heather just raised the concern. Okay. So now if you have the questions, you want to build custom tests. Okay. Like suppose, let me build a custom test. For example, you guys want to build say past paper, DSAT past paper or sectional paper, DSAT hard math uh, sectional test. Okay. You can put up description, say test alpha whatsoever. How many sections you want to have, like how we have in SAT, like reading, writing, and math. So you can increase or decrease that. What do you want to have? So math over here. If you want to have adaptive section as well, you can just increase this and choose what all adaptiveness you want. Okay. Then you can select the time, because the custom or structured test will have a time limit, auto submission after this time, and you can choose how many questions you want to have in this tests, whether you want to give access to Desmos calculator or not. And since there is
So
no,
the Desmos calculator, yeah, the digital calculator, that's basically the Desmos calculator. So if you turn this on in the UI, they will see the Desmos calculator.
as this is created, the next step it asks to add the questions. So you can select what topic you want to have questions from, right? So linear inequalities or whatsoever. You can filter from the hard difficulty, okay, as you wanted hard only. So there's some random database. So don't worry about like, okay, this is SAT specific. Once this is done, update. Now you can see DSAT hard math sectional test. Now, since you have this created this test once, you can assign to any kid today or for future. For example, I'm going to assign it myself. I can have an end date I can do for each one kid, or I can select from a batch that I've created. Okay. And you can have a start date, end date, and you can select the time zone that you are from, assign. Once this is done, I can go to my student portal, go to the learning hub. You can see DSAT hard math sectional test. So in front of you, I added question, created a sectional test, and given to a student. And now student is about to take it. And once we are here, we have the Desmos calculator as we have selected that option. Timer started. Okay. We have this view. And as I'll submit, I'll be redirected to the analytics screen where it's a currently the first version has what question you have done right, wrong, and how much time that you have spent. So these are the two questions that I have done right, wrong. And there's a time that I spent, which gives you an idea about whether the kid is serious or not, or taking more time or less time. And the reviewing test gives you the same option where you can see which question I did right or wrong, or how much time I've spent. Only thing which is remaining over here is that support from the AI avatar, which is definitely going to be added in the next release. Also, I know Heather, you asked me about if you are creating a practice test, why this option of no calculator. I guess your feedback was well taken. I have seen your email. I'll be responding to you when this feature is being added. So I'm aware of this, the request that you have sent me. So for sure, adding a calculator is there in the custom test with the practice test. Definitely will add that option. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay. But yeah, coming to the courses again and database as it's the main agenda of today. Now, suppose you want to add a passage. I will upload this file type and extract the question. Now, what happens with this kind of file sizes? Not file size, it's a file type issue or the formatting. So here the option A is over here, A dot. So our system understands that from here the option starts. Okay. And that's where sometimes it does the error in extracting. Okay. As you can all can see, once this is extracted, this will not give the response. So you have to again understand this is the limitation. If you can edit that page or the question, that can work. Or once it is extracted, you can manually just copy paste the question options from the extraction that you get right over here. Just let it for a few seconds to get it done. Yeah. As you can see, this has considered invertebrate species as the option. So again, this is not an ideal file that can be extracted via AI, and you cannot expect the expected result from the same. Okay. Now, as you can see, you can go and create quiz from a reference homework. You can build manually from the database that you have just created, or you can go and generate via AI, which again ask you the option like how many. First of all, what's the question type? For example, MCQ. How many questions? But anyone has any questions until now? If you want, you can please stop me and ask me, or ask me, Kushal, any questions that you have. So how many questions would you like to have in your quiz? So I just selected 5. So it asked me like, would you like to upload any reference material? So suppose if you have any notes of your own or anything which is in a physical or a digital PDF kind of format, you can upload that. If you don't have, you can just ask the AI over here, Vega, that what topic, what difficulty you want to generate it from. But now I'll add something like this. Generate similar quiz from the attached file type. I'll also quickly show you what I've just uploaded. So I just uploaded this file which has some 10 questions. I don't want to manually go and extract each question using our AI engine, which is also very easy. But still, if you don't want to do that, okay, you can get it done from here. Yeah. So it extracted and created 5 questions. Okay. You can preview the quiz, how it's going to look like at the student end. And also this helps you in checking the formatting or any issues there. Okay. Okay. So there was some formatting issue, but once you save this quiz, now if you go to the courses again, where you created this quiz, which is in digital SAT, now you can find this MCQ worksheet class 7. Okay. And once this is created, you can assign it to the students or make it free for all users. Okay. Which can help you in lead generation and conversion and getting more enrollments for your organization. So that's how this works. Any questions until now, guys?
I guess maybe, if not question, like maybe the experience, like I guess where you guys have felt an issue, or things did not work out well, and maybe we can try and improve it at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. But before this Q&A, I know we have also leave somebody from Leap Forward School. So, or anybody, I guess, who wanted to create a new course, what's the experience? So before we get into Q&A, since we have uh, almost half an hour left. So if you want to generate, say, for example, AP computer science, this time I'll not upload any reference material for creating a structure for one type. Another type I will go with adding a reference for extracting the structure. So one way I'll go with this, where I'll rely the AI and where I can make the edits later. So it asked me like, again, do you have any reference material? So I don't have any. Can you please? I'm being more talking like a human. Okay. Let's see what it does. So how we have divided the structure is AP Computer Science is the course. Then the subjects are like how in SAT we have reading, writing, and math. Okay. Similarly, here the programming are the subject. Under subject, we have fields, which are the main units, and topics are the sub units. That's how the entire structure is going to be made and the schema. And how that's going to leverage you. Say, for example, I'm switching to AP Calculus AB. So under this course, these are the main subjects, and kids can find the respective topics from here. That's why the structure gives a lot of leverage and user friendliness. Okay. Now this is created. I can click on save course. I can ask AI to automatically give the weightage again, which I can edit later as well, not just weightage, any topic, adding any topic or editing anything. So once I click on this yes, we are landed on this UI. Whosoever has built the early courses using our first version, this UI was very messy with a lot of topics, subtopics. Now we have again improved this. So you can expand and see what are the topics over here and what are the subtopics under this. If you want to change the weightage, you are free to do so, but make sure under each node layer, the sum needs to be 100%. Okay. So for example, if I'm doing this 40, if I'm doing this say 30, so this needs to be 30. Okay. Until this is, and if you want to add any topic, subtopic, you can add, give it a name, say Vita, whatsoever. But you feel, this is not required. I guess this deleting is not working. Uh, I have the engineering team as well over here. Can you look into this as well? How we can delete this? Okay, I guess. But yeah, if you just click on delete, I delete, this should work. Okay. And once this is marked ready, then only you are allowed to add any questions or create quizzes or anything. So this step is very important because this will give the structure to your course, and you can then go and create courses. And as I told you, once I deploy this to the student end and come over here, I'll refresh this page. This is the student portal. You guys have your own student portal. So now AP Computer Science, and then this gives this kind of structure over here. Okay. Now I will again repeat the same new course creation fee process with a
But
reference.
can you just go back? I just wanted to explain one thing, why we have broken it down into stages. And the reason why it is because once you are you are in the course building stage, we want to give some sort of architecture to this course, and even this weightage information. I mean, it may feel like sometimes little obsessive, but the reason why we are doing it, because our longer term goal is to build some sort of like a very similar architecture to Duolingo, where we already understand which topics have what importance, and over the time our AI recommendation engines that we already have on the DSAT side, but we haven't imported here, like that can be built out. And because our AI will understand, okay, these topics have more weightage, so it will start building tests on its own for the students with the questions that are of the right difficulty level for them. So all those things is how we are envisioning this platform to grow, so that eventually the AI system will just completely take over, kind of defining maybe a daily task for student, understanding what topics are important and how far along they are on those topics, because we are behind the scene, we are also always calculating their mastery level on these topics. So the other thing, when you are defining this architecture, these are the layers on which we will calculate their mastery level. So like when Piyush showed earlier on, like he had to approve that draft to kind of even able to start building resources and practice test. And the reason for that is, until and unless you have a structure, because what happens from that point onwards, any resource that you generate, any test that you generate, anything that you build is automatically classified using this architecture. So we are, by default, we are doing this classification process behind the scene, so that every question is classified in this architecture that you just built. And what it helps us is that when this question is presented to the student, we can actually collect all the telemetric information from the student, like how much time it took, whether it was correct or not, or if it was open-ended, how he responded to the questions, and based on the rubric how he did, all those information, and we can start building his mastery score on those topics. And because we will be building those mastery scores on those topics, we can eventually build a recommendation engine which is basically always looking at his mastery score on a given topic and the weightage of a given topic, and kind of pushing him towards kind of improving topics which have maybe higher weightage or which he hasn't explored in a while. I mean, we are following an algorithm that is called Q learning, which is kind of like an exploration and exploitation kind of algorithm. So you expose them to certain topics which are to explore, and certain topics which they have to exploit to kind of master the overall like course. So uh, it may feel little excessive to begin with, but and that's why, if you give us a good resource, our AI system is going to extract out even the topic weightages from those, like, that from that resource. And even after that, we have given you a view to kind of completely edit out or edit and change these weightages. And if you say that I don't want to assign any weightage, then we will just give in the background equal weightage to every topic. And in that case, when a course is going to run in an autopilot mode, we will, like, there is no weightage. So every question or every topic or every field has kind of equal weightage. And that's how like the course will run, which also maybe is fine for certain courses. So, I mean, if you don't want to go into that, I mean, that's totally fine as well.
Yep.
But that's the thought process. And that's why we have broken it down into certain stages.
Yep. Thanks, Kushal, for getting explaining in detail. But again, I'm going to start building a new course with a reference material. Uh, Basically, this morning we got a request from one of our customer. They are also at this meeting, so they provided us that they are creating, say, a AP Physics course. Okay, so what I did was, like, the best thing is to do on your own. Okay, so first of all, what I guess this was the image or the file. So I just took this screenshot of this file, okay, and uploaded that, just this thing, and just uploaded that as a reference over here, okay. And now what it did was it created, didn't understand because I didn't explain anything. So it created again physics as a subject and field topic. Then I didn't save the course. I went and say that attached image or the file has the subjects, like as we have said, so kinematics and etc. are the subjects. Please generate fields and topics respectively. Again, it didn't understand. So what I did was, for example, kinematics, force and translational dynamics, etc. are the subjects. Now, when I give example that, okay, reference, that what I was just showing to you, I just explained that these are the main subjects. Can you extract the fields and topics respectively? Okay. Now it has done the right job. AP Physics, kinematics, under kinematics motion displacement. Now if I'll save this course, again it will ask me weightage. This time I'll go without weightage. So now it has created the course like this. You can now expand under kinematics motion. Under motion, these are the units, subunits. Once you're confirmed, no, this is looking fine. Until you don't mark ready, as Kushal was saying, like this is the very core architectural thing. Please spend few minutes. Already this has been simplified a lot. Once this is marked ready, you are now allowed to add respective resources or add questions and create tests under this particular course. Okay. And based on this structure, also the student side UI is dependent. So once I deploy this course will now be able to, students will now be able to see in their portal. I will refresh this thing as well. AP Physics. And this is what the UI looks like. And then it becomes much easier to for the students to go and practice on a topics up top. So this also helps like building a better UI where students can learn a particular unit and subunits using the AI avatar that you are going to build. Okay. Any questions until now, guys? If you have, I would, Kushal would love to go and explain that or double click on that. Anybody, yeah. If you have anything, if not, if you anybody has built a course or a test, would love to hear from you. Or adding a question, how easy or difficult it is.
Hey Piyush,
Yeah, yeah.
one issue I've run into when I'm creating a quiz is it's giving a difficulty score, but it's not matching the difficulty to that score. So it's just putting everything as easy, but it's giving like different actual difficulty ratings and scores.
So the difficulty scores could be differently. I mean, we have given a range right now. Uh, I mean, basically up until like I think difficulty score of 40, we classify it as easy, and then between 40 and 70, it's marked as medium, and then anything above 70 difficulty score, it is hard. So difficulty scores can still be different. Difficulty scores are between 0 to 100, basically, but they are
Right.
but
But I'm
they're
getting
all
scores of 80 and it's just marking everything as easy.
okay. Okay, then that is something we have to look into and work with. Yeah, like then we can, but you can, and that's a view that we need to build. I'm sorry. So when you're building new assignments, we don't give you an option at this point to edit those assignments. We are going to add edit options to those things very soon, so that on those questions, if you see anything like very similar to the extraction engine where you can edit after the AI has done the work, we will build a very similar sort of architecture where once AI has done his work, and if you are reviewing and you feel like there are some mistakes, you can very quickly go and edit it. So that view is going to be given, and our thought process has always been like that: let AI do the heavy lifting, and then let us human review it very quickly, and then just like let it know where the and like just fix it, and like then it's ready to go.
Got it. And then, sorry, one other thing too on the in the question bank, um, uh, is it able to generate similar questions if it was an AI generated question initially?
So we restrict it now, and the reason we have restricted it now is because we saw the quality goes very bad. It's like photocopy of a photocopy. That's how I was imagining it. Like
Yeah.
when I was testing the system, when I generated a question based on an AI generated question, it started to give me very, very bad, quality questions. And those were like, it felt very repetitive and like it hardly changed anything. So that's why we restricted that you cannot generate more questions based on the previously generated AI generated questions.
Got it. I
Uh,
mean,
and the analogy I thought was like, it's like a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. So the more you are doing the same, like the quality, it start becoming very hazy and like blurry, if you think of that. So that's kind of why we kind of restrict it for now. But as these systems improve, right now we again restrict it to the max of 3 questions, and that's also because we saw that anything beyond that, it was starting to hallucinate a lot, and it was starting to kind of like again jumble up things, like so it will start giving options of question 1 into question 4, and like these kind of things, like so those jumbling up was happening. uh, Obviously we will work on these systems, and we'll kind of keep on improving so that we can increase the number of similar question generated, so that you guys can expand on these systems much faster, like create like as many questions as possible much quicker. uh, but these are some limitations that we are facing now. um, and definitely there are some newer models that we have to check out, and as we speak we are changing the entire architecture of some of these things, to move on to like more thinking type model like O3 and O1, which have like reasoning and built in them. And we hope that once we completely move on to these reasoning type model, maybe we will get better quality and we can generate more questions as well in one go.
Also, Heather, you just asked about if you build a course, and definitely that was the next questions that we were listening from all our customers, and we have taken already. We're about to release monetization as a tab in your admin dashboard, where you can choose to sell the course that you have built, productize it, and sell it at a price that you want. We are using Stripe Connect as a system to build the billing and all, which is well trusted, and the structure is almost there. It's just a matter of this week or maybe early next week that we are going to get that out. And once that is out, definitely we'll reach out to you how the terms and all, how we can get things started over there. But yeah, the answer in short is yes. You can monetize the course that we have built and sell it uh, globally, not just in your country. Hope that answer your query, Heather. Anyone else has any question?
How was the course building experience? Because we've been very curious since we only build SAT, and now you guys are building APs and ACT. I don't know, like the whole idea. I think the way we propose, I don't know if that was useful or not, like enforcing some sort of a structure to the course building. I don't know if it was too cumbersome or if it was helpful. What's the verdict?
Anybody who has built, I can see Pia, there's Minwan. Minwan is a very good gentleman. Again, he's based out of United States. He literally built the entire SAT course on his own. He thrashed out our course that we provided. No, I want to build on my own. So, Minwan, if you want to just share some your experience.
Yeah, I made a kind of my own SAT course, and then I just put in all the question what I made, and then I just made a kind of custom full test, and then we can use those. So actually, we use the practice tests from VEGA AI full test, and then we can use our own curriculum, and then we can just provide all the students to their practice and their practice and then our practice full test. And then that AI just shows exactly the similar question, and then if we made the kind of full test, and then if we put in that question, and then all the students satisfied with that. So still we just checking the something little errors, but it still
Yeah.
works very well. It's fine then.
No. Thank you, Minwan. I know the feedback, the testing in the very early days has literally improved the product a lot. Again, it's a very early stage. A lot of things do need to be fixed and improved. But yeah, thanks for being a constant companion and helping our product getting improved better each day.
I mean, because of a lot of the issues you raised, we definitely have improved all these generation engine and extraction engine quite a bit. And hopefully everybody will see that impact very soon. We are actually on the verge of a newer release, which will even further simplify the whole extraction and question generation engine. So just to stay tuned. One of the main changes that we are going to bring is like just separate out the solution engine. So once a question is extracted, we are not going to generate solution. We will let you, request it because many times people are just wanting to add their own solutions, and we're just going to keep it that way. That's one of the major changes that we are going to have.
Yeah, I guess we are about to at the end of this webinar. But yeah, I'll take this moment to thank everybody who has joined. We'll share the recording. You can share with your own team members as well. And we'll try to have this weekly, bi-weekly kind of webinars to educate, listen from you, any feedback. Definitely one-on-one we have been interacting. So this is just to scale myself so that I can give equally time or Kushal as well, get an opportunity to talk directly with him as well, or he can also give you more insight how the architecture and the product is built. Okay. But yeah, thank you everybody. In the next webinar, we should talk about spaces where you can add your own PDFs and videos and create flashcards that can give interactivity to a static document or a video which can be just seen or read. Students can play with their flashcards. And also we are coming up with AI tools where you can build your own AI apps like Math Formula Revisor Buddy, students can go and revise a formula. Which I can show it to you now, but I guess I'll keep this kitty in the bag for now. Very soon you can see that in your admin dashboard. Once you experience that, the very next week we should talk about it, how to best utilize that and see your feedback as well. So we can have that kind of cycle where a new product is released. We'll give it you experience with a video or a one-to-one sessions that we have. But the very next week or 2 weeks after that, we can have this webinar where all of you can also share your inputs and feedbacks. But yeah, thank you everybody who has joined and keep us help us in improving our product. That's what we would love to say to you. But yeah, thanks for choosing Vega AI. Let's quantify learning and make learning fun and data driven. Yeah. Bye. Thank
Thanks everyone. Yeah, take
Thanks,
care.
Piyush. Bye, Kushal. Bye.
yeah.
Yeah, bye guys.
Yeah, thank you. See you later.
Bye, Hidam. Bye.